were mean to me last time.
They were really mean to you. They were like absurdly mean. Like they called you a lot of horrible things for like no reason.
Still not the bad things my parents call me.
I'm scared to see the internet now.
You should be. What's up, everybody? This is Anthony.
Matt.
Wes.
This is Wes's first time here. This is Ask Amp episode 60. It's a question and answer show where we take all of your ridiculous questions that you submit down below in the doobly-doo, and then we are honest about them, and then we generally make people angry, but we're okay with it. So
They ask for our opinions and then they get butt mad. And so is life.
that's just the way the world works. So anyway, yeah, go ahead and start, man. Yeah, this is Wes's first Ask Amp. He had his own question and answer show that he ripped off on his channel from us.
So we
So
figured
feel free to check out.
we'll just put him on this one.
Feel free to check out Shaler Airsoft. We'll link it, and you should subscribe to him and then make fun of him on his channel too.
Please don't. It's so old.
Maelstrom Division. What are some easy and effective ways to improve how snappy your trigger is?
What's up, Tech?
Oh,
I was like pre-reading this. I was like, how to make your finger snappier? And like, work out? I don't...
Dude, did you see that dude's finger? Fucking works out. Master lady
Answer.
pleaser.
oh, well, you guys were talking. So,
You're going to have to learn to talk over. You're never going to get
Yeah, I know.
You're never going to get to the
I
pond.
have learned very quickly.
Shut up, Wes. Anyways.
Get going.
So pretty much some pretty basic mods. The first things to do is you want to try to switch over to Dean's connectors. It's a very simple, basic thing to do to your gun. It's not a real big noticeable difference, but it definitely helps. Without going into the gearbox, you can get an upgraded motor for more torque and things like that. Other than that, you're going to eventually have to go into the gearbox, shim lube polish, all that fun jazz. That'll help your gun shoot a little snappier. And then from there, you can do some high torque gears, Swiss cheesing pistons and things like that. And your gun will eventually shoot to your desired speed. Right?
This is why
Good
we
job.
brought him on, because I don't like answering those questions.
I mean, I know the answers, I just don't care.
Kind of.
Like, what
I've
all
said them
mods
so
you put
often.
in your gun? And I'm like, if it's an AEG, I don't fuck with it till it breaks. Like that's.
And then I put an HPA.
and then I put an HBA engine in and I'm just done with it. Like.
Oh, yeah. I always forget that about things.
To do the next question.
Yeah, I always do.
I finished my cheese, now it's time for candy.
Ooh. So Red Revolver asks, hey Amped, I was wondering what you guys run as secondaries, when and if you run them. Thanks.
What kind of pistol do you run, Matthew?
I don't run a pistol. I
'Cause you just sold all of
mine,
yours.
And I generally just throw things at people. My secondary when I run out of ammo is a shit ton of pyro.
Grenades.
You know that.
Grenades.
That was something.
I think I still might make that a separate video.
That was insane.
Matt's grenade rampage.
No, what you should do is take.
No, it's gonna
take
be
that
that. It's
footage.
gonna have every time a grenade.
Yeah,
ding,
you just
ding,
add
ding.
$8 just to a running counter on the bottom of the screen, just like ching, ching, ching.
That would be pretty funny.
Sponsor me, P grenades.
You had like
Feel
3
less
different
effects.
angles too. You.
My
me,
camera died, so we only got Tony's.
Oh, and me.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was dead.
And
watching.
Hunter.
Yeah. I think he was on the other side of the building though.
Yeah, he was running back and forth because I saw Matt a lot in his.
What do you use as a sidearm? Because your PTW breaks all the time.
I just solely rely on it.
He just gives up on it.
It's a
The
gutsy.
game.
It's a gutsy.
It's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see how it plays out.
It's never broken at a game. It's broken. I don't even do it anymore. It's a lost cause. But no, I don't run a secondary.
And guess what? Anthony's answer is the same.
Oh, he's changing it up.
I have a KWA M9
That hasn't been used in 2 years.
that I have not used in like 2 or 3 years. It shot okay. My thing is that I just don't. I've always been trained to. If you ever get a secondary, that's a big if you get a secondary, it's literally emergency purposes only. That's not what you lead with. You lead with a what we call a real weapon, or a weapon that will kill someone instantaneously, like a rifle or a shotgun.
So nothing that we use.
Yeah, so like you lead with your best. You don't lead with
A secondary.
a secondary. Like
That's why it's
so.
called that.
I mean, the only time I would ever find secondaries useful is if you're going to a game, like a Milson West game, and you're running blanks, and you need something that can still BB-gat a guy up close. I could see running a secondary there.
Makes sense.
And if you have a gun that has like a retarded med, so like you have like a sniper rifle that shoots at like 600 FPS and you can't shoot anybody within 100 feet, like
Kinda need
carry like
something.
Elite Force 1911 with like a mag, and you should be fine.
Makes sense.
You should pull one.
Or just don't get rolled.
Yeah, just don't suck.
Yeah, suck less. Hellspawn Airsoft, Daytona gun, tapped gas blowback, or Polar Star. What do you think is the best way to go for a CQB M4? I personally have the time and resources to modify a rifle to fit the bill. Also, are you ever going to come to Hawaii? Second question first. Probably not.
We can't even make it to Florida.
And that's still on the continent.
I could walk there technically.
It's still on the continent, and we're not even hitting that.
Hawaii.
Honestly, I mean, that is like a completely like whatever like you want to do question.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say that like the gas blowback would be kind of fun, or the Daytona gun would be kind of fun, just because it's like it bounces in my hands.
I mean, everything has its own benefits, and
But the Polar Star's fast,
Everything has ups and downs.
real fast.
Everything.
And you're running a tank in a line with all of those, which means you're sacrificing a tiny bit of maneuverability because
These
of the line.
ones aren't gonna make it.
Oh,
Oh my goodness, Wes, you did wonderful at folding. Why this one got folded 4 times?
because like so some of them are like this long. Well, actually, no. They weren't. I failed.
it's okay.
It's okay.
Oh wow. I feel just horrible. The name.
Julian
The last name. Suevas.
Cuevas.
If you've watched the show at all before, you know that we're just bad at this part.
You should just not have your last name on it.
Just make up a name. The dudes with like the made up ones, that's pristine right there. Hi Amped, I was wondering if you guys know where I can find a real sword SVD for sale in the States. If not, can you guys get me one? Love the show. It's a DMR, not a sniper.
It is.
I know. I wanted to trigger some timbers.
Well, it's not here, so I don't care.
What?
It said it's not here, so I don't care.
You can't have that one though.
No, that one's Zach Bruce's.
It's
You
never
can-
for
you
sale.
can have that one. That one's. It's very nice. That shoots very well. I don't know because they just don't make them.
Yeah.
Not
Your
really.
turn.
Okay. I just kind of wait till you say something. I
Come
don't
on,
wanna,
Wes, just be proactive.
All right.
Be not you.
Oh, that's hard. 'Cause- All right. So Derek Wang. Hey Amped, what are your thoughts on the TMC in quotes minimap? How do you feel it compares to the GMR minimap? Thanks for the response. Hashtag re. It was an awful re, but
Kind of was.
yeah, it was.
Just a little bit. What do you think, sir?
I mean,
You've ran one.
I've owned a real GMR minimap. I've never seen one of the clones. I feel if you really don't care to get made fun of, get a
That's a
fake
good
one.
answer.
I mean, seriously, you're gonna get made fun of. Like, it's a
Yeah, if all the people who own minimaps want to be a part of that exclusive club, and being a fake minimap is just going to get you ripped on by all of those people who have real
It's a
minimaps.
pretty easy call.
might as
yeah.
well.
Yeah.
You might as well not even just own one.
Yeah, just don't get one. They'll make fun of you less for getting a repro pack of anything else.
Basically.
Yeah.
I mean, it's totally a nod to the quality of the thing that someone was able to rip it off that quick, or that they wanted to. The popularity.
It's crazy
so,
to think like someone
Yeah.
at that scale. I mean, I'm not saying GMR is like not known of, but compared to like
That's a very limited batch of those out in the wild,
That
really.
got
So like,
made-
and then it got copied.
like,
I'm going to be real honest with you. Like, I have rarely, if ever, been impressed with anything that's a repro copy of like something. I have rarely seen a repro of like X and then been like, oh wow, that's actually really nice. Like I've never
I think
thought that.
the closest one.
some of the like toy soldier like uniforms are okay. The repro fast mags, I like those better than the real ones.
Because they
which
come with
is-
2 rubber
which is-
bands instead of just one.
Which is lousy, but they're just better quality, I think. And they're like a quarter of the price.
What's that JPC Dom's looking at? The is it TMC?
Oh, he's looking at an AVS, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought he was
he
messing
has
with it.
like 3 JPCs right now, or like real ones.
He has
right
3
now.
real JPCs right now. One of them doesn't fit him.
Which I'm gonna buy.
Are you?
I think so.
Yeah.
Anthony's turn.
It's a food-filled episode.
Sponsored by Yeti.
Actually not. Noted.
It'd be cool to get free Yeti stuff. Though.
Wish.
What do y'all think of the Gate Titan MOSFET? I don't
Who
know.
asked it?
Pred's fan 9.
Half of these kids just want their name mentioned. They
What-
don't
what
even
was
care about your
The
answer.
Gate Titan.
Oh, is
MOSFET.
that on the helical censored?
Yeah, it has a gear
MOSFET.
sensor.
Legler would know how to answer that question.
I asked him because someone else asked me the other day.
He's not allowed to.
In what?
Not yet. I don't think he's
So
allowed
he-
to like talk about it.
Is that the?
No, that's the one he's beta testing. He's not allowed to talk about
Yeah.
it.
Oh.
It seems. I mean, we don't know.
Sure. Yeah, there you go. Sure. Positive
I don't think it's-
review.
It's out for sale though, isn't it?
Is it?
I thought.
I don't know.
Who knows?
I should know this. But
We should, but we don't, so we don't care.
Google's your friend on this topic.
Here, let me Google that for you.
I haven't used that lately. I should probably do that.
I should start roasting more people with it. It's fun.
Lucas Pape. Which drop-in HPA system would you recommend? Did you let this one in?
Did I? I probably did.
And could it outperform a Fusion engine if both are tuned correctly?
Oh.
Probably
Not. Fusion
Probably.
engines are almost always going to win.
But
Probably
yes,
not.
what's the...
Well, we did get the new red line rips off
Thing.
Mass Effect N7 test prototype guy.
It's interesting looking. I mean,
We'll
you probably broke it already and we didn't even install it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens. We're gonna install that on something probably Thursday. I'll grab a bunch of shit sitting around and build something out of it.
Curious to see.
Might be okay. I haven't tested yet.
I think just the base...
I think all
The
the,
baseline
drop-ins,
drop-ins is just...
they shoot okay.
Yeah, they're all on par. Like, the Jack always seems to be the one that
Yep.
kind of comes out on the top just because we've
Oh,
probably
in the-
sold the most.
In the Inferno.
The Gen
Gen
2.
Gen 2
Choose
Gen
Gen
2 Inferno. Gen 1 sucks.
Well, that's the thing is, like, the Gen 2 is just, what, a couple months ago released, and the Jack's been out for over a year.
A year and a half ago.
Yeah, so that's just that there's way more Jacks on the field.
I love
And
the
then
Gen-
who knows what the hell the F2 will do when that comes out.
Yeah.
Remember that thing where I said just
Oh, yeah.
Keep going.
Sorry. It's going to be all...
dead air?
All right. Dawson Airsoft asks, what's up, guys? Just wondering if you have any info on the ProTech Mark 2.5. I'm looking to order a ProTech Mark 2. Should I hold out for the 2.5? Thanks, guys. Keep up the good work. Hashtag not a barrel question. Hashtag font choice matters. Hashtag Dawson Airsoft.
Well, the Mark II's out of stock now because they don't make them anymore.
Goodbye.
So unless
Farewell.
you find a used one, we don't
Do.
have them anymore, and I don't... Evic was about the only other ones that carried it. Maybe a few other people.
Other than us, Evic was the only one, yeah.
Yeah, so basically all of that, their efforts have been pushed to the 2.5. So that kind of answers it for you.
If you want a new unit, 2.5.
Yeah. Or find something else. Come on, Dad.
It's okay. Doesn't stand out.
Dog in the door.
One sentence review.
It's a buffer.
It doesn't stand out. It's okay. Tubbs McGubbs. If you could legally marry your whoopee, would you? I already consummated with mine. I have already.
He's done more things with the whoopee than he has with his wife. We'll just leave it at that, I'm assuming.
That's been with me a lot more times on lonely nights than my wife has.
Aw. My girlfriend makes me put my whoopee away.
That's because she doesn't really love you.
Hey, man. Truth hurts. Oh, I'm not pulling that one. That's a biggie. We'll come back for that one.
My wife lets me sleep with my whoopee all the time.
Lucky you.
Joe Phillips. You guys ever plan on going Russian at any future MSW event? Splablub, 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 Russian talk.
I have mountain memes.
Yeah, that's about the only mountain or Russian thingy I have. So.
I got an AK.
Do you?
Yeah, it's up in tech. I keep asking what it is, and then I forget it's yours.
Yeah, I got an AK on Friday.
What AK?
Meow's AK.
Oh, busted. That's
I
why.
got it for free.
He comes up to me, he's like, hey, Matt, you want to fix this? And just rips the gas tube straight out of the thing. I'm like,
No,
I'm good.
nope. That's why I got these guys. So you can just make them fix it.
I've worked on AKs for like the past 3 days. And
I'm sorry.
I don't like them.
So yeah, we have mountain. I have mountain flora.
I don't have anything else to go with it, though.
I don't have anything else to go.
Well,
I have an AK.
You have the AK.
I have like Mountain Flora, Solomons, and an M4.
Whee!
It'll be worse.
Working real hard.
Yeah.
I'm just my thing about buying it is I'm just not gonna say that I don't like it, because that's not true. It's not like I am adverse to it. I just don't.
It hasn't.
I'm just not like.
It hasn't called me yet.
No, I just don't really.
Like
care.
we've only had a few of our friends like Zach and Stu and like Reasoner and his buddies want us to do it with them.
Bauer.
And, I would totally love to. I just I'm so just past the tipping point of finishing the Grom kit and stuff where it's
Why
we need to do that
start a new
first.
project?
Yeah. Because I'm horrible at starting a million projects and then not finishing any of them.
How about that two-toed scar
Hey.
that you left in parts? 2 whole scars that you just exploded into pieces and then handed them back to Bruce in pieces when
I
they were
told him I'll rebuild them.
two full guns when they made it to you.
One was kind of apart already.
It happens.
They were both gutted though, by the way. They were shells.
What about that LVOA project?
What project?
You were gonna build an LVOA, remember?
No, I said somebody offered me like $90 for that rail.
Yeti cups are so great. Slushy
We're not
freezes.
sponsored by them. Nobody
Sponsored
cares.
by Yeti.
No, we're
I've heard about
Live
Yeti
life
Cups
wild.
last week. All right, so
Come on.
no,
Come
sir.
on.
There's only like a minute before we have to stop talking.
You have 57 seconds.
all right, so Kalen stock. Looking at all the player kits, they are so much cheaper. Rather than just adding everything to my cart separately, I feel like there's a catch.
That's no.
No,
There's not.
Oh, you wanted this one, Anthony. You said like, no, there's no catch.
He wants us to spill why things are cheaper in the player kit.
Because the individual things have map pricing on them, minimum advertised pricing. But when you do a custom build with it, since that's then your creation, we can
control the price.
We control the pricing then. So you want to know what the catch is? Just if you don't like that, don't buy it. It's like, what do you want me to tell you, man? I'm not trying to like screw you over. How about this? If you put something in the notes section, I won't read it and I won't do anything about it on the order. How's that?
Aw. Calm down.
I want to continue to have a job. What would I gain from like screwing you over? Like, what would I get out of that?
A little bit of laughter, maybe.
Yeah, I'd get like 10 minutes of like, ha, that was funny, and then be like, oh, well, okay, cool. Move on.
Hups.
Meade Montgomery. Hey, guys, my affiliate team just recently got picked up by ProTech Airsoft. Do you believe that sponsorships are needed within Airsoft? No. Or do you feel they're just a way to overhype the Airsoft celebrity? Yes. Like, I don't think sponsorships are really needed. If you want to see a really good example of how sponsorships work and how it works inside an industry that's very similar to this, go pay attention to paintball, because it's the exact same thing. There's personalities that get given products, and then they review them, and they carry them and use them at games, and that helps get them paid even if they lose. And if they win, they get more. And it's just like with sporting endorsements and stuff like that. It's like
The thing you have to realize with Airsoft is there's not that much money in it.
No, there's
Even
no
like
money in
paintball,
Airsoft.
So like a sponsorship just means like occasionally some free stuff or like access to games or
Like,
something of that nature.
all the people
Like,
you think are making a lot of money in Airsoft. There's not
They're
enough
doing
of you.
a lot more
There's
behind
not
the
enough
scenes.
of you.
So
We all
like,
have to share you.
that's the thing is like that's like almost all the like Instagram messages on our official account are all like,
Can
you
you
guys sponsor? That's why we don't even bother using those because that's
answer
not
them. Like, no, go away.
because it's a canned answer every time, and then that's not a proper form of communication to us either.
Yes, please stop.
I'm gonna go through and do like a canned auto response on all those later tonight. Just boop, thank
Yeah,
you.
copy paste.
Go back
copy,
to like the
paste.
ones that from like 6 months ago.
Copy paste, copy paste,
Yep.
copy paste, copy paste. I don't think Airsoft really needs like what a traditional sponsorship type thing is.
Not to.
And I don't think a lot of people who beg for sponsorships really understand
the
what
give and
companies
take,
want
yeah.
out of their sponsorship.
They
and
don't
the
understand
amount
that
of
it's
work.
a business.
It's a business
transaction.
thing.
It's not a hey, I can rep you. I'm like, no,
Rep?
You
What
repping-
what is your rep worth?
you
What are you
putting
doing?
my logo.
Let me
on
cash
your,
in some of your rep points for some. Can I cash in your rep for money?
Yeah,
No.
can your rep
Well
points
then,
give me dinner
get,
for a
go
week?
away. Like go away, dude. Like,
I mean, I hate to make it sound like it's tooting our own horn, but the whole like the other guys group that we have is kind of like the closest to like sponsorship that you should get in Airsoft, I think.
Mhm.
And it's dudes that we know pretty well, we trust, and that they give us return on things.
honest explanation about stuff that
They
we
don't
do.
just automatically say, "It's amazing, go buy from them." They're like, "Hey, this thing broke," or "This thing sucks," or maybe do this down the road. Like,
Yeah.
that's what we're looking for. So, is it my turn?
Yeah, fam.
Dad.
TBH LMAO.
Trying to keep focus.
That's okay. You're quiet today. Overkill Luke. I've got a good one. Well,
Uh-oh.
I think we'll determine that one because it says edited.
We'll be the judge of that.
You're already wrong. Should I run an Americanized AK on NATO for MSW?
Get smoked.
I'm talking a beta project with American stock, optics, grips, and all, plus American paint. What's an American paint pattern?
How many billions of
And
push-ups
a
do you
Coyote
want
Brown
to do?
sling. Just start pushing the ground, man.
You just start.
I mean, that's probably a no, but if can barely,
Why'd you ask?
but if can barely tell it's an AK by looking at it, it's fine. New one will call me out.
Yes, oh yes, we will.
This
Oh, I will smoke
can
you.
already
You
do it.
should see the amount of people I make grumpy when I tell them they can't bring their gun on the field when I'm at Chrono.
Dude, I got.
Oh,
I bet
so
this
good.
kid is 12 and this is a troll. He thinks he got us.
Whee.
Holy shit.
Wow, you made it that time.
No, that's the second one.
Yeah, man, he's been.
Unlike that one where you were like,
No, I literally
Oh.
dropped it and it about hit the rim and rolled out.
yeah, he went like this. He went. And it
I was
went
like, holy
and
dude,
I
my
was like,
white points were like maxed out that day.
Yeah,
But
don't show up with that gun. You don't
okay,
do push-ups.
just as.
Even if you showed up with a beta project on the Russian side, you would get smoked.
Oh man, they would mock you into the dirt. Basically, if you think you're being funny, stop. Someone's tried it before.
And they're probably sad now.
And second of all, that person is really, really sad, and unless you want to be sad like that person, just don't do that.
I had to do push-ups for dropping a bottle cap.
I made him do push-ups for dropping a bottle cap.
So don't bring.
What, staging?
Yeah.
Is that what that was?
Yeah, I dropped the bottle cap and looked down, looked back up. He's like, push-ups.
What bottle?
Yeah.
Oh.
Those freaking Oakley gloves can't even function anything with those things.
They're not very good.
And then the best was I got down and started doing push-ups with him, and then he was like, struggling, and then I just went one-armed, and then just reached over and smacked him in the face while I was down on the ground.
I think I got that on like Snapchat or something that night.
Was it? I don't know. I know you
It was-
just got the push-ups. It was.
And it was also, Nick, our buddy Nick from Washington, when I was in California, he felt really bad. He was like, man, I messed that up. You should smoke me. And I was like, why? And he's like, you should smoke me. I'm like,
Asked for
okay.
smoking.
He asked for a smoking. So then he gets down to do push-ups. Like, I'll do them with you. So then I get down, and he's just like, I'm like, down, and then I hit just stay.
Ooh.
And then he's like, and then I kind of start shaking. He starts shaking, and I start shaking him. He's like looking up at me. He's like, you're shaking a little bit. And I was like, am I? And I just lock it up, and he's like, ugh. And then we were down for like 2.5 minutes, and he's just like, "Blah," and then he just like barfs everywhere, and I'm like, ah, you barfed. Just start mocking him.
Before MSW.
Come to MSW, I might haze you.
all the food you tried to eat before you went on the field just. Oh, there's
Horrible
half.
eating before those games.
Carbs.
All right. So HD Fireworks asks, Dear Matt or Tony. Ooh. Oh boy.
Ooh.
Ooh, woo, triggers.
Mad Bull Red bucking or Promi Purple for open bolt systems? I'm gonna say Promi Purple. That's just me.
Okay, so I own a lot of open bolt systems and have used a lot of them.
What's that for the new viewers, Dad?
That is an HPA system where the nozzle is rear biased. Basically, the nozzle stays backwards, unlike a fusion engine where the nozzle goes forwards. There you go. I pretty much dumbed the shit down. Okay, it's as dumb as I can make it. And if you don't understand those vocabulary words, then life is going to be a real hard time for you.
Let's go back to high school.
So the way the red shark bucking works is it has these little rubbery fin things in it. And like when you put a BB in there, it's supposed to just kind of hold it so that it has more consistent like launch from the hop up.
Launch.
The Promi Purple, on the other hand, is just made to a very high standard compared to other buckings, which is why I use a lot of those. I would say that if it's in the right system and it's put together correctly, and like the hop-up spacing and all of the settings on the individual engine are put together right, I would say the Promi Purple shoots a better shot grouping than the red. But if you're having a lot of problems with like feeding or like really wicked inconsistent flight pattern, easiest fix is to try a Mad Bull Red first, because it doesn't shoot that great, but it'll take your groupings that are like this and it'll make them like manageable.
Yeah.
You won't be super impressed with it, but it'll be better.
It's usable.
Yeah, so like that's good for like.
It's an easy fix if you if you're having a lot of other issues. It helps narrow stuff down for you too.
So I'll never say that the Mad Bull Red will shoot better than the purple, but I will say that the Mad Bull Red is a good place to start if you're having consistency problems. There you go. My turn.
Well, there goes one.
Sorry.
That sucks.
We just
Whoever
did
that is. Yeah. Hey, man.
Dave Sobani, in regards to your impression kit educational bit, one further question. When you say kit, do you mean camo scheme plus rifle, or do you also mean ops vests? As stuff like the Osprey ops vest, yes, for a British infantry impression, can be hard to come by. In such cases, would it be allowed to use OD vests or chest rigs? I ask this as I have spoken to multiple active servicemen from Belgian, British, and the Dutch armies, and they state that they are allowed a budget to buy stuff like the Tasmanian Tiger or Warrior assault systems, Condor gear, as long as it's mil-spec. Would this then conflict with impression rules? Okay, so once again, I'm just going to make the statement that some people are into building impressions, other people are into building kits. I build kits. So, like, for example, I'm doing a Polish kit. So that means that, like, I will use Polish uniforms. I will get a rifle that's very, very similar to a Polish rifle. I might not get all the attachments on that rifle that they use because I might have one that I personally like better, so I'll use that one. And the same thing with, like, pouches. Like, I might not have the exact pouch placement on there, but I'll get, like, a Polish, like, load-bearing gear or a chest rig or anything like that. So I would never say that what I build is an impression because it's not like always 1-to-1 exactly 100% correct, but I like to get it close to like 80% and still be airsoft usable. Like, for example, like I'm not going to get a charge pouch for a fucking banger pouch on my back that I'm never going to blow a door open with. Like I'm never going to do that, so I don't see the purpose in it. So that's my kind of thing. Now, whenever guys do kits or impressions, generally, it's not okay to just substitute something for something else if that's what you want, because the big thing about being a part of communities like that is that everybody's trying to do it to the best of their ability, and if you take a cop-out route, you're literally slighting your friends.
Yeah, you're making them look bad.
You're making them look bad because obviously your stuff isn't as good.
Yeah, and you put in less effort.
And you put in less effort, which is disrespectful to your friends. And then basically you're letting them down by promising that you're going to do one thing and then doing another. So I was going to say, if you're going to do like a kit, like what I do, which is like 80% correct, or if you're going to do an impression, which is 100% correct, like actually do it correctly. Don't try to find
get mistaken for real photos besides like
iPro. Don't try to take shortcuts or do anything like that, because you're just going to, like right now, me and Matt and Wes to a lesser extent, but me and Matt are definitely doing like really like on point Polish kits.
Eventually.
So like. Yeah. We're getting like all the right plate carriers and like helmets, rifles, most of the pouches and stuff, uniforms especially. That's the easiest. That's actually usually one of the easier parts to do, because they're considered disposable issues, so they make it out into the wild a lot easier. So like that's what we're gonna start running at Milsim West a lot is like Polish kit. Now there's some people that are doing like a Polish impression, where it's like 100% correct, and that's cool. There's some people that do Russian impressions, and it's 100% correct. There's some people who do Navy SEAL and Delta Cadgru, DevSoc type impressions, and those are all 100% as well. I like to do kits. I like to get it like as close as I can while still being usable. Yeah, that's how I like to do it.
KHF09. Hey, Am, thanks for answering my last question. I don't remember what I said, honestly, but cool shit.
I'm glad he said that, actually, too, because I don't remember what we said either.
I don't remember what we said either.
I wasn't here.
You're welcome. Wondering how to make sure that I'm buying legit shit off of eBay for a good price. Biggest thing is, like, eBay will tell you a lot of stuff. Check photos.
Check the rating of the buyer.
Yeah, check the buyer's rating. Message them. If someone wants to sell something, they will message you back.
Yeah.
Like, I've had people, like, literally message me immediately, like, something I'm selling or something I'm looking to buy.
Because some people make their living off of just buying and selling stuff on eBay, whether it's like toasters or military gear.
Yeah.
They make their money there, so they want to make a sale. Like they're gonna get back to you.
Also, generally a good indication is especially if it's in bid mode, is if you go to like put your bid in and you keep getting outbid, or people have like auto prices on there, and it just like, there was a plate carrier a couple weeks ago, and I like, oh, that's pretty cheap. Put in like 70. 80. It sold for like $2 or $2.50 or something. And towards the end, I was like, well, too rich for my blood.
Bring our MBevs home.
Yeah. The movement. Yeah, so just, you should be good generally, and just make sure you use PayPal or all of the pay systems through those respective websites, because they keep track of everything, and you can generally get your money back.
Also, do some research on the thing that you're trying to buy to make sure you know as much about it as you can before you go out and buy it.
Yeah.
Because then you'll be able to smell fakes.
Yeah, because a lot of legit stuff like is tagless or sterile, so like when it's in country, it doesn't get like linked back to something. So
Like learn how the stitching pattern works. Learn what buckles they use, what color they are.
because like even
Well,
like the
then know
Paraclete group, there's like the blue like colors of types of Velcro and stuff like that. So it's just something you gotta nerd out about. And
Like
just
in Paraclete,
research.
when they like did the first batch of like Ranger Green and Foliage Green stuff, they got the wrong color dye for the Velcro, so it turns out to look blue instead of green. And those are more rare because
they're expensive.
so like those go for like almost twice as much as it did when it was brand new.
Crazy.
Because it's a collector's item, and those were only used by like Delta. So it's like a
Fancy
collector's
boys.
item.
Yeah.
That stuff's crazy. All right. So Aaron D Napoli. Hey, Amped. I know. Names.
Napoli?
Is that it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
DiNapoli.
De
Let
Napoli.
the Italian answer this one.
All right, cool. De Napoli.
DiNapoli.
After he kills off that entire bag of Starburst,
Yeah, and my entire protein pack thing too. I ate all the cheese
he
and meats.
never shares.
No, fuck you guys. No, you could have bought your own candy.
I was gonna.
Ow!
I was gonna ask, but
No,
Wow.
I didn't want to get shut down on.
we were all standing in the candy aisle.
No, we weren't. I never go in there.
I didn't-
Well, then
Temptation Island.
then like life sucks for you then, man. Because I have no willpower, and I will go to the candy aisle and I will buy candy.
At least my foot's gonna stay on a day later.
I don't need it, especially if it's the left foot. What the fuck do you use a left foot for?
You drive.
Yeah.
I'll just buy an automatic.
You just gonna punch your stump into it?
No, I would just buy an automatic, or I would just put a lot of books there.
You could. Yeah.
Put a Pringles can.
You'd find
Yeah,
a
Pringles
way.
can would
You'd
work.
find a way. All right. I know you guys use flat hops in your builds, but what are your opinions on the Sugru hop compared to legit R hop? Hashtag make my gun shoot farther. I have no experience with the Sugru hops.
Kurt went on a tear in like every barrel in the shop he could get his hands on. He
Put Sugru in it.
sugared or whatever people.
Shugru.
I even bought a
Sugru.
batch of it from like Target one day. I was like
Like-
shopping with my girlfriend. I was like, this shit's $3. And I bought it. I don't know, it's buried in my bin somewhere. So maybe I'll get around to it. But
I like flat.
I grabbed a stock
It's easy.
VFC, like whatever their 10-inch or their carbine.
14.5, 363, 608.
He sugared one of those. I threw it with a Pro in, our purple nub. It shot pretty good. I didn't hate it, but that was the other thing is I didn't have the base to compare it to. I didn't like shoot like the stock one and stuff.
I would say that
And
if
it was
you-
a system that I was having a lot of gremlins with, but the gremlin gun shot well with it.
I would say that like if you want an easy path to performance hop up builds, that the flat hop is the way to go because everybody can do that.
Yep.
Anybody that can watch our really mediocre video and like read some really basic instructions can do a flat hop. Like it's
Yeah.
not hard. Our hops are substantially harder, and then the Shugru hop takes a lot of patience. It's not necessarily hard to do. Like
It
you
just
can
takes
physically
time,
make
yeah.
your hands do that. Like it's not like difficult in that regard. But what it is it takes a lot of patience, which is generally where people mess it up because they try to rush through it and then they mess it all up. And it also is an instructional thing. Like you need to read some instructions and some tips on how to do it the right way.
The other thing is how long the Sugru will last.
Shugru does come apart eventually.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
mean, if it was like,
They have a limited round count before they fall apart.
if you're gonna build it for one game and then go ahead
That's
and
what I
tear
mean.
it apart,
A lot of the
redo it.
guys that I've
Or like
seen,
a sniper rifle that you're only going to put like maybe like 50 to 100 rounds through the entire day.
a lot of the guys I've seen that do it, they just plan to rebuild it like every 2 games or something.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've seen dudes get like 10,000 shots, no problem,
Let's
out
do
of the
that.
thing.
I mean,
And it's so cheap, and you can do so many out of even one stick of it. Like, I think Kurt did like 15, 20 barrels on like one stick, and that was with all the excess stuff out of it too. So
but I mean, flat hop's super simple. It performs well. But Sugru, I think, has a lot more to.
it's definitely an interesting technique.
Yeah, we need more people to do it.
Yeah, I think it shoots okay though.
Okay, Dad, it's your turn.
How about that Rogue One?
Oh was a good movie.
Let's spoiler it for like the 6 nerds that are left that haven't
I'm not
seen
putting
it
spoiler alert on this.
yet.
That's not even nice, man.
X. Get out of there.
Dislike. Jar Jar Binks dies.
I heard that Jar Jar Binks slices some dudes up with a red lightsaber. He's in the movie.
Yeah, somebody found like
Jar Jar's in the movie.
Like when they're walking out of one of the bays,
Yeah.
and like 2 people like separate for like 2 frames. Somebody caught that little asshole in the background.
Really? I didn't
Yeah.
notice.
Misa ruined every Star Wars. Oh! He should have been destroyed.
He was. Oh, he pulled the baby.
Stefan Gary, Giari, whatever.
Let's
put
nap.
gear-
Dude, you have like
Wow.
lots of whatever
Vowels.
letters.
Letters.
Hey guys, could you do a comparison or review video of the main HPA drop-in HPA systems on the market? I'm currently trying to find a good post or a video that actually uses facts or is stated with credibility, but so far I can only find people going, Polar Star is copy of SMP and SMP is amazing, or the reverse, Polar Star is a god and I think all other competitors should just quit. Hashtag not my HPA, hashtag general discussion, hashtag Anthony is Bay. Aw, thank you. Or do you mean
only halfway through?
Yeah. Or do you mean Bay as in Bay Industries? Because that's an acronym, and this is all in capitals like it's an acronym. P.S. Anthony, I'm planning on doing an L85A2 HPA conversion, and I know L85s are disadvantaged to M4s, but I love them, man. Might be because I'm just too damn patriotic and don't want to use a foreigner's gun. Plus, I respect your opinion, and all us other L85 lovers need to calm our shit. Airsoft is pretty much all for looks anyways.
That's why you put this in here.
Hashtag build a wall of L85s in Germany. We'll pay for it.
Wait, he's a German and he was
No. So, okay, history lesson for the few of you guys who don't like to read. So, back in the day, like,
I don't like to read.
when they had all these problems with the SA-80, the L85, the company that owned the company that made the SA-80 also owned H&K. And H&K has a long history of making great fucking guns, like guns that are always work and are great. And so they were like, H&K, could you fix these? And literally the only things that were left over when they rebuilt the rifles were the actual barrel, not the barrel trunnion, the barrel, the outside receiver, and the triggers. They replaced every other part in those rifles, and they made them use new magazines, and buy a whole bunch of new magazines because they made them to work specifically with the steel H&K mags. So they had to buy a whole lot of new mags too. Like they ripped those guns down to like almost nothing. There's just a few little screws and bolts and shit, and then like a couple little random metal pieces, some trigger linkages, and then like the barrel and the receiver. So
That's fun.
the joke is that the only way that the L85 worked was because a German company fixed it. So the new L85s don't suck as bad as the original ones. I mean, they still kind of suck, but they're not as bad as the original ones. Would it be problematic? Yeah, I mean, sure, it would have some issues.
That's the thing is like
when you go for snowflake guns, man, they're always gonna have snowflake problems.
Yeah, but that's the thing. He's like, hey, you
And
have
he
your
gets that,
opinion,
which is
and I
good.
can giggle at that, but I like this gun. That's
fine.
what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, that's fine.
You're not
Like,
supposed to let our
please.
opinions decide what gun you get.
Yeah, like, and if you want to enjoy an L85, and if you can get it to work right, dude, it's magical. You should sell that because, like, you should sell your talents because, like, I've never seen one work well.
Nope.
But if you could do that, more power to you. But as for comparing all of the drop-in systems and all of that stuff, it's very hard for a number of reasons. One, the big thing is that they're constantly releasing new ones all the time, and so by the time we have a good stable bed of like information that we can use for a review, they've already released a new iteration of it.
Literally,
In the last 2.5 years, we've already went through 2 different Wolverine systems already.
2 months ago, we were almost like to the verge of pulling the trigger on expensing all of the current systems and stuff and starting to shoot a comparison video, and then the F2 was announced.
The
More
ProTech Mark II was announced.
Yeah, the 2.5 was announced.
The
red line just popped out of nowhere.
N7 came out of nowhere, and we were
Yeah.
also still trying to get a hold of a Mancraft.
And it's just like we don't want to do. I think I said this in like the last video or two. We don't want to do it on like the Inferno Gen 1, the ProTech Mark II. We don't want to do it on the systems that are already being phased out or upgraded because then like what good is that going to do?
And what's the point of just doing like a short term, like we used it at one game review, because you've not worked through the quirks and all that stuff. So literally the only stuff that we could legitimately do a review on is like the jack like an actual amp style review would be like the jack,
Fusion engine.
the Fusion engine, the
regular ProTech is just because we've had one for so long.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because it's gone. The Wolverine Bolt, because we've had a pre-production for over a year now, so we could dick with that. And then
if we got our S-Dick installed, we could do one on that eventually. Because I don't think they're going to do anything with that.
So it's really hard for us to do like an unbiased like comparison. And the other problem is that since all of those systems function slightly different, it's very hard to put them all on an even keel. Because like for example, like the Fusion engine functions with a nozzle forward design, like we said it earlier in the video. And so like that is going to function a lot different than any of those little drop-in systems that have an open bolt design. The open bolt is already going to have a disadvantage or an advantage in one side. It's like comparing tennis shoes to like cars. Like, you know, like they both get you places, but they're completely different on how they do it.
Yeah.
Like they still get you there, but like.
And that's the thing is like this is one that we wanted to really do correctly, so like the shit talk would be minimal. So you have to think of like how much that takes to do that. Like it has to be the same exact gun that each system is installed in. It has to be the same hop up and barrel build. So then that turns into a whole
every single one of them has to be tuned.
What bucking are we going to use? What settings are we going to use? Because you can't necessarily
the same settings don't work on each one.
Shark on like a drop-in system and then put that on the Fusion engine and then just cause confusion. So it's something that is actually, you should see like our notepads of like trying to get this shit planned out.
They're pretty ridiculous. Like. And then the other thing is that, like, you know, for, like, someone like me, like, I will be completely honest with you, I will level a lot of criticism at certain systems and not as much at other brands because there's a certain amount of biasy that all of us have, too. I'm super biased towards recommending people Polar Star products because I have never had a single problem with any of my Polar Star products and I've never been dissatisfied with it.
And that's the thing, is that falls back that you've been using Polar Star for, like, almost 5 years.
It's been 5 years now. I've been using Polar Star products for 5 years now.
Yeah.
So, like, half a decade behind Polar Star products, and then every time I get, let's say, pick random, I don't know, Wolverine. Let's just say, Wolverine product. I'm just kind of like, because it doesn't function the way I'm used to seeing my things function and the settings that I'm used to running them and with the barrels and all the stuff that I use. So then already there's some biasy. Or, like, we'll just go, like, someone who's never owned a Fusion engine and it started off with, like, a Wolverine.
Had an SMP.
You had an SMP, so already you're just kind of like, well, I know that my SMP did this, so you're going to carry that biasy in there and you're going to go, well, the jack isn't quite as like this because I used to be able to just do this and then my Wolverine would shoot okay. And this I have to do all of that. So every one of us would carry in some biasy into it as well, which would also impact the review as well. And then on top of that, like we would have to, let's say like we were going to do this video, okay? First of all, like he was saying, we'd have to use all the same barrels and hop-ups and all that stuff. We would have to do a video showing with a camera the tech installing it in like fast motion, so that and then we'd have to put tamper tape stickers on it to make sure that you guys understand that we're not tampering with them or doing anything with them. Then we would have to bench shoot them from a bench, and then we would have to measure groupings at like a given range on like a target, and then we would have to measure out what shoots the best grouping, and then we'd have to write down the settings, and then we'd have to tune the settings. Then I guarantee you, especially with all of the drop-in systems, they would all be really close in performance. Like if you the problem is a lot of people don't spend any time like tuning their stuff, and they're just like, it doesn't work because they never like spent the time. Like with my Fusion engine, the reason my Fusion engine shot so well is because sometimes I would go and like every couple of months I would go to an open play and never walk on the field. I would just go to like the long chrono range where it had like a 150-foot target. And I would just mess with my settings for hours until I got it shooting at a laser beam. And then it would be, about this temperature, put in these settings. And that's how I could get my gun to shoot well. Or, it's warm today. And I'd keep basically a dope card, only for BB gun wars, in my stock. So that whenever I would be like, it's summer, make sure my settings are okay. All right, go. So a lot of people don't want to put the effort into them either, which is what makes a lot of these things shoot well. No one puts any effort into them.
Yeah.
Then they're all just like, I'm like, life's hard, man. Life's hard.
That it is.
I dadded that really bad, but it needed to be said.
Putting old Westy to sleep.
No, not at all.
You can speak up if you want, Sonny.
I don't really have much input about HPA. It's not my preferred thing.
That's plenty.
Yeah, that's enough. Oh, that was hilarious.
Someone called you out for your middle finger spamming in the.
That wasn't middle finger.
No.
It wasn't. I'm not saying it was
They
or
said,
wasn't.
No, he pulled a Rich. He cocked it.
No, I did. Okay, no one understands how I do.
That's what it looks like, and that's
it's
why
not
it was
like
enough.
this. Okay, so it's
I
not,
could see the top of your knuckles.
Yeah, so what I do is I take my hand off of the grip.
Yeah,
and I
That's literally a Rich Campbell.
No, you said he did like this.
This is what he does. He does like this weird thing where he like makes this like rictus like
It's only with the tip in there.
claw, and he's just like.
No, I don't. But my hand doesn't move. It's still my finger like that. My hand never.
Refer to first question about finger training.
I don't do that.
Alan wants to know, hey, boss, Anthony,
Uh-oh.
if that wasn't already assumed, you're nothing but trash, mate. I swear on me, Mom, I will no-scope you in your non-1v1 me TM VSR no-scopes only 420 blaze it.
That didn't get past me. That wasn't
Wow, you guys really dropped the ball on filtering there.
Come see me on Rust, dude. 1v1 me on Rust. Scrub. Let's do it.
Let us know when your mom stops buying you lunch.
That's actually pretty fucking good.
When your parents stop buying you food, come talk to us.
Woo lad.
Because they're not going to stop buying you rent. You're going to be in that basement for about another 20 years.
Matt's on fire today. I don't even have to be the mean one. I don't even gotta say
Anthony,
shit.
You seem very nice today.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good.
He's like, he's sugar coma is in like mid stage right now. He's got this wad of Starburst just making its way down. It's taking all the sadness with
The
him.
slushy and Starburst.
I'm using the slushy to smooth the Starburst fat.
It's lubing. It's a sugar lube.
I was gonna say that.
Sugar lube.
All right, Thaxton Mather. Why don't you guys put timestamps for each question?
That's too much fucking work.
Okay.
You know what? I will give it a try on this one. And
We'll
if
do
I
it,
get
and
like to
if he
3
gets-
questions and it starts to piss me off, then we're not going to do it.
I don't even know what that
You know what you
is.
should do is you should
It's
just
a
do.
thing you can do where it makes like you know how DVDs have chapters instead of just fast forwarding it. You can bump to each one because
Oh.
like he just wants to hear his, so like skip. Oh, there's my reverse watch and then move on.
No.
No, I want to make you watch the whole thing.
I'm
No,
gonna
we're
put,
not
like-
doing it. No, I want. If you're committed to watching these, and you wrote a question, I want you to sit through the whole thing and wait.
Or you have
for
to
it.
scrub it like
Or
everyone else
scrub it
does,
like
and then
everyone
pause
else.
and then zoom in to read the question.
Like
Alright.
that's what I want. Nope. We're not doing it. Just because.
I was even gonna try.
Nope.
Then you pissed that off.
Nope. We're not doing it.
Wes is like, but it's such a good idea.
I don't.
It is a good idea, but I don't care. We're not doing it.
Just grab your Doritos. And
grab your Mountain Dew and your
watch
Doritos and
the
just hang
damn
out, man.
Show. It's just like.
Not like you have a girl to entertain.
See, like this guy right here. He's genuinely happy that we do this. Hey, Am, love the show. See,
Hello.
he just appreciates the amount of effort we don't put into it already. I was wondering, what do you guys think the best M4 Geberber is on the market? I don't care about the price, so go nuts. Thanks and have a happy holiday. Hashtag Geberber Master Race. Hashtag we can't play in the cold. Hashtag but who likes to play in the cold anyways?
He's not wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really super down. Unless my gun I know for sure will work, I'm not super down on like going out.
the
there.
time when it's like a
You'd hate to have
snow
mine,
game, we
'cause I
just-
never know if it's. Gonna
You
work.
never know if your PTW is going to work.
Yeah, what if you fall in the snow? It's done.
Well, Op 34, I was blown away.
No, I was actually because the Polar Star failed. Well, not my Polar Star
Oh,
is still broken.
I remember that. It was just like, you're like, and it just started shooting.
And I didn't have my hands on it. I sat there like this, and it just started shooting
Started
full
looking
auto
around.
everywhere. And it was semi-auto
Don't get your
locked.
yeah.
It
Don't
was
get your
locked on
FCUs
semi-auto
locked, kids.
electronically. So like
so
obviously that
we
was
can say a PTW has outlasted a Polar Star.
a Polar Star F1. Yeah.
On a case by case basis.
Woo.
Lad.
Woo.
Lad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wanted to be
Geberbers. So depends on what you're looking for. I know lots of dudes really love the GHK AKs, like a lot.
Mhm.
I know a lot of guys like the GHK M4s in general. I know a lot of dudes who love LM4s.
Yeah.
So really, like, I would go between a GHK M4 and an LM4.
It's never attainable because of just the money, but the fucking
Oh,
the
the
TM.
TM. No, I
Oh,
forgot.
yeah,
Okay, so the
yeah.
TM's not as realistic as those,
But it is.
but it shoots
yeah.
so
it is.
smooth.
It just feels so clean.
Yeah.
It has like roller pins in it, so the bolt travels really quick and snappy. It has the best rate of fire
Yeah.
of any gas blowback I've ever seen. Like it literally does shoot a legitimate like 700 plus rounds a minute,
Mhm.
like a real M4. It's just like it like it cycles really quick on
And the
full auto.
mags, I know Rich did that little he did that mod to him, but the gas capacity on those was nice. Like
Yeah.
you could fill BBs into the mag like 2 or 3
Like
times
2 or
per
3
like
times.
mag
That's what you
mag
want.
fill.
That's always been a problem with
Yeah.
gas guns.
Yeah, like
Yeah, like ideally if I could get the TM and like a full set of mags. Like,
you're probably right. Actually, I think the GHK is more realistic, so it functions more realistically. It takes down more realistically. Like it is more real.
But if you just want a GBB,
But if you want it just for the recoil and the manipulation, and you don't care about the like little details, then I think you're probably right. The TM probably would outshoot the GHK. Even at a lower FPS, I think it would outshoot it.
for sure.
Like by a lot.
I think it's my turn, isn't it?
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
come here. I just had you.
Yeah.
Alex 88156. You guys.
Great name. Epic name. I love it. Thank you.
Will you guys do an average tuning kit review in the future?
Not happening.
Negative. Refer to sponsoring question. We're not sponsored by him.
Poor guy got tore apart. That question.
No!
Oh damn it! Oh, it's not that big. All right.
I think
What made you wake up this morning?
go back, do it over.
But
Then
no,
it's like 10:30 at night. Go back and do it again.
resubmit. Use spell check. Yours was actually grammatically pretty okay.
No, yeah, that guy his stuff was actually.
Oh, have
I
fun
read
with that one.
All right. I'm just gonna say.
I think it's just a bunch of letters.
Yeah. The
Hi, I'm learning how to type today.
I'm gonna use my toes.
The AIGQ. Hey guys, I live about 2 hours north of Pittsburgh, so I know what
There's
our.
an H in Pittsburgh.
I didn't even catch it.
It's okay.
I'm sorry.
What yin's doing up there?
I don't know. I know what our winters are like. Sadly, that means I also know how useless gas pistols become in the cold weather. Have you guys ever used an AEP or thought about it? I got one and put a lipo in it,
Ripper.
and it is amazing. Also, I am a sniper, so a pistol is essential. I've seen a few that are decent.
I remember, like, back when they first came out, a bunch of guys on my team got them because they were like, because we're from northern Ohio, so like we had the same winters really. And then we wanted to use pistols during the winter, and
Sponsored
remember
by
the funniest thing was the mags. Were like the ones with the base
stick-
plate, but the stick mags. And every game, somebody would lose like 2 of their mags.
Yeah, where do you put them?
And it just got no pouch would fit them without them like just slipping out with it, unless like a zippered pouch.
The BBs would always come out too.
Yeah. And they were just so god awful sounding.
Yeah,
It was like somebody crammed a gearbox into a obviously into a
it's
pistol.
like this big. It's puny. It's crazy.
I would say that like
They were a cool idea, but they just didn't take off very well.
I would say that like the big problem with AEPs, like electric pistols, is that they have all the same shortcomings of AEGs, in that like gearboxes breaking and like parts stripping out and doing stuff like that. Like they have all those same problems, but they also have the added benefit of everything being crushed into a super small spot, so everything's miniaturized, and that makes it even worse.
And parts.
Finding parts.
DSG and AEP.
Totally, bro. No, you can't do that.
Dude, don't crush my balls right now. You should try it.
Dude, you have to open one of those up. It's just in the trash. Like,
Yeah, basically, if you had a Cyma AEP, and you're like, oh, I bought this for shooting, you're like, pew, 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 and then like one day it just goes, and you're like, oh, garbage.
Seriously.
You just pull out another one.
You just need to have a couple.
You should just buy a C11.
Dude,
Trolling.
We should go back in there later and try that.
But yeah, this one. Yeah, Matt, he said clip, not magazine.
Yelling.
All of you don't get answered.
Well, let's grab like 3 of them and do shitty answers. Okay, we're gonna read really shitty answers. Okay, Amped Overlords.
Sorry, guys.
What is your worst, well, that sucks moment? I got stuck in a hole in the wall at Irene, and then I couldn't get out, and everyone made fun of me, and they called me fat. It wasn't very
I
nice.
got a tooth shot out when I was like 12.
How about you?
I had to be medic in Mississippi.
Oh, shut up.
Jacob Kaufman, hey, I figured one of your goals was to eliminate the LED5 from Airsoft in existence. 2 questions. Well, you're going to get one. Which one do I don't even care. I'm not even going to finish reading that, sorry.
Juan Perez wants to know, why do you guys label guns with blue markers? Because it's cool.
Because it's funny.
And
Because
we
people ask questions and it makes it fun.
Because you guys ask what kind of marker.
Bricks of the Dead. What MOSFET would you recommend for a VFC VR16 SOP mod, BTC spec?
Whichever one you can afford.
A 14.8
The best one you can afford. Logan Hyatt, Anthony, that silver water bottle you were using looked like my grandmother's urn. Just saying. She tastes delicious. Let's see here. What else we got? Berserk. Whatever. Hey, Amped, I've been looking to switch to an HPA setup, but I can't stand running around with a hose and a tank. My question is, what are your guys' opinion on the new over sound? Okay, well, it's pretty okay.
True Airsoft with a stolen picture of Navrich wearing cool guy glasses. What are the exact specs of the HKG3 behind you? You're not allowed to know. It's pretty cool.
Expensive. That's like a fucking
Yes, it is.
$900 gun.
Also, is that SVD a real sword? Previously answered.
Also, can't afford it.
I don't want to read that one. Oh.
You're not doing the speed thing that we're
Alright,
doing. You're really killing our pace right now.
You're fucking harshing my goddamn vibe.
Sorry, bro. Hey, I'm seeing you guys dislike the L85 platform, which, as a Brit, is a blasphemy. But anyways, what's your opinion on the SCAR platform, mainly the
I like
SCAR
mine.
L
It's okay.
and H variants?
I like the H. I like the real ones. They're pretty cool.
Harambe S36, Anthony, could you please post a picture of your Spiritus System chest rig?
I don't
Refer to
know
his Instagram.
I don't have a Spiritus System chest rig, so you're going to be waiting a long time for
Guess what? You're wrong.
that. You're wrong.
Jim Bush, I'm not reading that one too long.
Palcom Productions. You've done this before, but I can't, whatever. I run an AEG with Milsim because it's not okay. I don't, whatever. There's a lot of words.
Last one.
Sorry,
Do
man.
it, Wes.
Nothing, nothing personal.
Last one.
Lewis Stonehouse. Can people stop giving Anthony shit for having an opinion? He doesn't like it. Oh well. Now my question, does the L85 use a standard M for Hoppo?
No.
Doesn't care enough to learn.
Boom.
No. No, 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 it does not.
Yeah.
That's why it's terrible. So this was episode of Mediocrity 60 times the sadness.
Yeah, we didn't do a fancy thing.
We didn't do any fancy things this time because, like, we've been really super busy with, like, holiday sales and the
We'll do one
New
at some
Year's
point.
Eve batch that I know that most of you
Eventually.
didn't go to, so you missed out.
Yeah.
Sucks to be you, family.
Holy shit. That was awesome.
There was a whole
That
bunch
good
of fun.
Retail was lit, bro.
Dude, there was actually, I was like,
I'm sorry you didn't get to hang
yeah.
out.
It's okay. I was there for an hour.
it's surprising like how much Gucci shit there was at that
was-
thing. I was expecting to just, be like busted guns
Buy
and
my
Condor,
Condor.
but there was some expensive
Dude
stuff
brought,
flopping
dudes
around.
brought some nice stuff. Like, I got a whole big new antenna for whipping around on people.
I got a blue grip.
You got a blue? I know someone had a blue grip. I was waiting to see if
Did
you buy
Lighter
it.
get one too, or did he buy it for you?
He bought it because I wasn't there, and then it was like, how much PayPal?
Oh, nice.
You just collect PTW blue grips all day.
Any used PTW part, like, just let me know. PayPal ready. Like,
That works. That works.
I just want to collect it. It's just, it's weird.
Wait till they release that new one.
I don't know.
Recoil
Yeah.
Shock PTW.
It's like, it'd be like, bro.
Yep, that'd be about it.
Dude, it takes 7.4s in the mag. Like, I don't want to do that.
In the mag?
It has little 7.4 lipo battery. Like.
Oh, throw it in the garbage.
Dude, it's
throw it
awful.
in the garbage. No
It's-
one
So
cares.
each mag has to have its own battery.
And it uses, instead of like, remember those old guns where your magazine was your battery and has the two clips that do this?
Yeah.
And you put the mag in? That's how this, however, $1,000 PTW works.
Yep, throw it in the garbage.
So if your mag gets wet, you're fucked. Like,
This is why we brought Wes
and the
on.
gun. I mean, everything's just DUN done, man. Like, just don't buy it.
Yeah, so this was episode 60. You should have came from the EV bash. We had a good time. New stuff that's coming out. Let's see here. We're going to be getting the Mark 2.5s in soon. We've got a test model of the
Ideally, end of the month. we're
Redline
told.
N7 to play around with. So you might get to see like a quick little like pew-pew video of that.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be going to Grozny at the end of the month.
Yes, yes.
We
We still haven't reset from the holidays. I
still-
haven't-
yeah,
I don't even know what's going on tomorrow, so we'll get there
I just
eventually.
know I'm not here tomorrow.
Aw.
Yeah, you have the day off tomorrow. But anyways, yeah, I think that's about it. Do we got anything else to talk about? No, not really.
No, we're pretty.
Yeah, I guess that's it.
We're pretty even more lame than normal right now.
Yeah, man. So this has been Ask Amp episode 60. Ask your questions down below in the doobly-doo. Just remember, for all you dudes that got banned, I don't like hate speech, and I'll ban you. So don't do it.
And
Learn to talk like adults. If you have a difference of opinion, talk like an adult, not a turd.
You made me sad.
So,
It's okay.
anyway, so this has been Anthony,
Wes.
Matt,
and we'll catch you guys on the flip.
Deuces.
Deuces.
bye.